With over 2 million followers and subscribers spanning across 3 platforms, here are 5 tips that we can give you on how to grow on social media.
So starting with number 5 on our list, we would just have to say to be consistent. This is something you hear a lot in social media land, but it's true. If you put in the effort, eventually you will see those rewards.
Absolutely.
And for us, we started this kind of on a whim, just because we love spending time together. We're a normal couple who amassed a collection of 2-player games, and we wanted to share that with the world. We look back at some of our videos from like week 1, week 2, even the first few months, even the first year. And we're like, geez, they were not
cringe.
They were cringe. They were not good. But it shows how consistency develops what you can do and how you present yourself. So if you say, you know what, I'm just going to consistently put out 3 or 4 videos a week on this platform or whatever it may be, it will benefit you in the long run. Definitely. Even if you don't see it right away.
Definitely. And you hear a lot of social media gurus kind of tell you, okay, you got to post, 2, 3, 4 times a day, and you have to post 10 stories on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely just like weekly, monthly, being consistent. You don't have to bombard yourself with 5 videos a day, because social media burnout is a thing and you have to avoid it. A lot of people who don't do social media don't understand how mentally taxing it can be if you overwhelm yourself. So please take it one step at a time, but just try and set up a schedule for yourself. Tip number 4 is finding what works for your audience. I suggest when you are starting out, try 10 different recording styles and figure out what gets the best response. What do people like to watch the most? Because you will get offered sponsored content. You will have branded posts here and there. However, if that's the kind of stuff that your audience really doesn't like, you want to make sure you're providing them with the best possible content. Stuff that they really want to keep coming back for. So if you really are passionate about one thing, but it really doesn't do well on social media, and you just keep posting it and you're like, I don't know why people don't like this, but maybe you just have to reformulate. Maybe you just have to try something different. But definitely be consistent, but also prioritize quality content that is engaging and that people like to watch.
Right. One of the biggest terms we use is going back to the drawing board. Just because we think something might work doesn't mean it's going to. You almost want to think of social media as like a collaboration with your audience. Not that you want to change who you are, but you also want to know what works well for you and give your audience kind of why they followed you in the first place. Our third tip, kind of piggybacking off of number 4, is to be yourself. You want to enter the social media world offering a unique part of who you are. And while you do want to go back to the drawing board and maybe reformulate your content, make it better, improve it to be successful, you always want to make sure you have a root. You're not selling out from the why.
Off of what she said, you also, you want to post content you enjoy. So when you're being yourself and you're like, you know what? I love playing video games. I just want to start streaming my video games on Twitch because I like playing games. This is something that I enjoy to do. It doesn't feel like work. Because if you're doing content that you don't want to do, then it takes it away from that. You don't want this to feel like work. Like, you want to enjoy yourself. Content creation is so much easier when you enjoy what you're talking about, enjoy who you're doing it with, or if you're not doing it with anybody, you have to make sure that you're making yourself happy with what you're doing.
Our number 2 tip is just to start creating. Stop waiting for the perfect time to make that TikTok, make that Instagram reel, the YouTube short, the long form YouTube. Oh, I need to have the perfect lighting. I need to have the perfect table, the perfect background. All of those things will naturally come. You will get better. The biggest step is just to say, I'm just going to start and get used to it. You can't expect your first few videos to be great, and nor should they be, because every single time you do a video, you need to look at it and say, how can I make the next one better? But you can't do that until you take that jump.
Yeah. Okay, so the number one tip that I think we could possibly give someone starting in social media is to find a need. We saw a lot of board game, like TikTokers and everything, but we noticed that not a lot of people, or pretty much nobody, focused exclusively on 2-player games. So we zoomed in and took that little niche and kind of blew it out of the water. So basically, if you're trying to grow on social media, you need to ask yourself, what am I bringing to the table? What am I doing that's different than everybody else around me? Why would one person say, okay, I want to follow this person for this reason because they do this? Why would they want to share you to their friends and family and say, hey, are you guys looking for more of this? Because this person does this, so they'd be perfect for you. But definitely finding a need is a great tip when it comes to growing.
We are by no means experts, and none of these tips are foolproof, but they are helpful things to keep in mind when or if you want to start your journey with social media.